Hey guys, it's been a busy old day today. Busy doing very little. Not gonna lie. Spent the day being really quiet because I wanted it to be quiet because I wanted to do this recipe when I know that we put the heating on, because we need the heat in the house because we're going to get some dough to rise. Now we're going to be making Stollen. It's not technically the traditional recipe, it's as close as, but it's my version. So let's get into it. Okay, so while I was busy watching other YouTubers doing their thing, I was busy chopping up some of our candied peel to make my very own mixed peel. So in there we've got 200 grams of mixed peel, we've got 200 grams of sultanas, and I've put in 200 grams of walnuts. Normally in a traditional Stollen it's almonds, but I wanted to put walnuts because we like them better. Now what we need to do now is add some liquid to them. Now traditionally it's rum, but I'm going to use some of our cider that we've been using because it's not bad. And I'm going to put 200 ml of that in so our fruit can sit there and macerate all that lovely cider into it. Now we're going to leave that to do all of that until our dough roses. So we're going to leave that aside to do its thing. It's all mixed up. Oh, it's smelling lovely already. We've only done that. It smells amazing. Okay. Oh, sounds good. All right. Now I'm going to have to take you over to the mixer. Actually, I told Porky we need to go to the stove first. We're going to turn that on and we're going to put our milk. Now we need about a cup of milk, which is pretty much what we've got in here, except that's enough for one coffee and that's for me. Right, we don't want this to go really hot, but what we are going to... Hey, this bag cheated! Right, we just want to warm it up to about blood hot. We don't want it freezing, and we really don't want it boiling. We just want it warm. Don't do it that way. You really don't want to do it that way. While that's doing that, we need to put our 2 tablespoons of sugar in there. 2 spoons of sugar. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's warm enough. It's got to be warm to the touch. Now we need to add in our yeast. Now we're going to use 3 teaspoons of yeast in that lot. Put that in there. 1, 2, 3. I have turned the heat off, by the way, and we're going to put that there and let that go all floofy and activate and do its fluffiness thing. And now we're going to go to the mixer. Okay, yep we are. We're going to go to the mixer right now. Okay, so we're here at the bowl. It's not in the mixer at the moment. We need to put these ingredients in first. So we're going to put in 4 cups of plain flour. Okay, just plain flour. 1. Ooh, shit, I think that's 2 and 3. Okay. And 4, there we are. We know what we're doing. Kind of, sort of, maybe. All right. We also need to put in our spices. Now, You can put in whatever spices you want. Traditionally it's cardamom, mace and cinnamon ground and put in there at about 3/4 teaspoon of each, right? I'm going to use mixed spice for ease. I am. Where's my... Fine. Get one of these. So we're going to put in a good heaped and a bit of the mixed spice. There we go. To make up for all of that. Right. Now, if you're doing this with unsalted butter, you need to add in a teaspoon of salt. We're not. We're using what we have, which is just margarine. Okay. So we need 3/4 cup of that, which is probably, let me just get a spoon. Let's get a spoon. Probably about that much. Okay, so that needs to go in. All these go in together, okay? Yuck. It's much better when it's been cooked in something. Right. Now, the other thing we need is eggs. We need 1 large egg and 2 egg yolks. So we're going to go over the chicken. Grab 3 eggs. Oof. And just put those on the bench there. And pray they don't fall off. Okay. So, we need our egg. We need our whole egg. That can go in there like that. Ta-da! And we need, that'll do. I'm just going to crack these over this bowl. Into these. Like this. And get, that's 1 yolk. And 2 yolks. Right. Is that all? Oh, we need our vanilla extract. Hang on, let me just get rid of these a minute. I'll wipe my hands because ew. Eggs are slimy. Don't do slimy. Right, so I'm gonna have to get in here. So you guys are gonna have to move for a second and just budge out of the way. Just really, just quickly, okay? Look, there you go. Back on the bench where you belong. Right, you need 2 teaspoons of this. 1, 2. That'll do. That'll do us. Now we're going to go and get our pixie wand and mix all this up, because this has to be mixed up in the bowl first before it goes in the mixer. You just want to combine it all together just to give it its first little combi. Get it all happening in there. Right. We also need 1/2 cup of sugar, which we haven't put in there. Oh, give me a sec. That's about 1/2 cup of sugar. There we go. Done. We don't muck about around here. We're not going to muck about. We're going to get this done. Right. So that's all been mixed in quite nicely. Lovely. Now we're going to get the mixture on with the dough hook. Okay, so we've got it all sorted. Right. So I'm going to have to bring over my yeast mix. Just going to get that going down there so you can see. I'm going to get that going. We only want it on low. And we're going to pour in our yeast mix. There we go. Done. Marvellous. Okay, I'm going to leave that going. For a little while. Just going to push all this flour off the sides. So we need that to mix in well. In needs to be kneading until it's coming off the sides. Okay, so it's going to take a few minutes, and then we need to, once it's all mixed in, we need to keep it going for another 7 or 8 minutes. Now, if your mix is looking like mine and a little bit wet, turn it off for a second and add a bit more flour to it. Okay. Give that a crack and see how we are. Okay. No shame in that. Oh, it's starting to look better. I probably added like another half cup to that. So I've ended up adding another probably 2 cups of flour to this. Yeah. So we're going to leave it now to do its thing for another 8 minutes. Okay, so we're done, and I'm going to take this over to the other bench. Now what we have here is a separate bowl that we have oiled lightly. If you like spray oil, use spray oil. I choose not to. But look at that. How gorgeous is that? Right, so we're just going to make this into a ball. Just a nice little ball. And we're going to put our little baby, our little Stollen, smells lovely, little Stollen baby in there. We're going to cover him up. And we're going to put him in a nice warm place of honour, next to the radiator, till he doubles in size. That would be awesome. And then he'll come back. Ooh. You need to cover him to make sure that he doesn't dry out, okay? Because we don't want him drying out. Because he's our little Stollen baby. Yes. So, I mean, like, I'm doing this in the evening because it's more useful for us, because this is when we put the heating on in the evening. But you can do it in the morning if you want to, as long as your house is warm or you've got a warm spot to put it in. Okay, cool. I will see you back here in an hour. Okay, so our dough has been settling and rising and doing its thing for the last hour and a half. So I'm going to chuck it back in the mixing bowl. Yes, we are. We're going to chuck it back in the mixing bowl, and then we're going to add all our lovely fruit and nut mix. That's all going in there. So we still got the dough hook. Oof, oof. There we go. And we're going to get all that to mix in nicely with the dough hook. There we go. Keep an eye on that for a minute for me, guys. We've got to get the fruit and nuts to actually mix into it. Anytime today. Come on, in you go. It might have been easier to do this by hand. It doesn't seem to want to do it very much. Oh, maybe. Oh wow, that smells amazing. Get in the dough. Hang on. We got a wet bit and we got a dry bit. So let's pull that off. Let's see if we can get them to mixing together. Come on. Don't be naughty. You're embarrassing me, man. And I'm missing my movie. Come on. Don't give me your shit. Right. Okay. Get off my fingers. Don't do stuff. Here we go. wet, but it is pulling away from the sides, so I'm not that worried about it. And I think I might have to finish it off by hand, actually. I think I would feel better if I finished it off by hand, so we might just do that. Okay, so I had to actually add a little bit more flour to that because it was quite wet after adding in the fruit. Now we have to pull this baby out of here, and I'm going to make sure that the bench is really well floured because it is quite a sticky mess, this. Okay, all right. Anytime today? No? Okay. I come get you out. Come here. Come on. Get out the bowl. There we go. See? Not so hard, is it? There we go. That can go straight in the sink. Right, so what we have to do now, just going to knead that a wee bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Just a little bit, because it is a bread, it's a yeast bread at the end of the day. So now what we have to do is cut that in half. Yes, we do. We have to cut it in half. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Yahoo. Get that one over there. Now, over here, we have to roll or press it out. So it's a nice little oblong or rectangle. About that thick. Okay. Now, this is where it starts getting a bit fun. Alright, so you remember yesterday, or earlier today, I made marzipan. Well, this marzipan I made for this. Now, this is a wee bit hard so far. I don't think we're going to need that much. So we're going to put that in half and roll this into a bit of a sausage. It's going to crumble a wee bit because it is quite hard, and it's not the stuff you buy in the shops, it's stuff you make at home. So we're just gonna get it like that, and then we're gonna put that in the middle. Now you have to watch carefully because this is important. The left bit just covers our marzipan, right? And the right bit goes halfway up the left bit, right? And the next thing you got to do is you gotta onto the right side of where your marzipan is. You have to get your hand and do that, so you get your little divot, and then you want to close up the ends because you don't want all that marzipan falling out and burning, because it will. So there we go. That's our first Stollen. Now that's got to go onto a baking tray that has been lined. Ta-da! Oop. My Auntie Heidi could see me now, she'd probably be laughing herself stupid. There we go. And there's our first baby Stollen. Now this, you could make a huge giant one if you've got the space for it. I personally would prefer to make 2 smaller ones so that, you know, doesn't really go to waste or anything. So we're just gonna squish this one back out again. I was going to have a crack at making Stollen bites because I really like Stollen bites. They're those little square ones. you don't have to do all this for. But I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to do it properly, or as properly as I can. And yeah, we'll go from there. So another bit of marzipan from that sausage. I'm going to squish that back down into a sausage, smaller sausage. It really doesn't look good. It looks so wrong. Okay. We just have to do it in bits, I think. Sorry, Aunty Heidi. Bless her. Right. I think that's pretty much right, isn't it? So the left bit to the edge of the marzipan and the right bit to the middle of the left. There we go. And then we do that. Hey, we're all right. We know what we're doing. Okay, and then tuck your ends in, because you don't want your marzipan falling out and getting burnt. The other thing I would suggest to you as well is, if you have any sultanas on the top like that, get them off, because they'll burn. Same with that nut, that can come off as well, because they'll just burn. So, right, now these have to sit and rest for a bit until they get puffy. Ugh. Right, so I'm going to bugger off for half an hour and let them do their thing. Yeah, now halfway through the rise, about at the last 15 minutes of the rise, put the oven on. Now it's at 180°C. I'll put the temperatures down below, which is gas mark 4. However, with our oven, I'm going to have to put it up to gas mark 5 because the seals on our oven are not great. So yeah, got to turn it up a bit. But with any luck, we should end up with two very nice looking Stollen. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so our babies have had 45 minutes or so, and they are sort of puffing up a wee bit. So I'm going to stick them in the oven because it's getting late and I don't want to be up till 3 in the morning, because just no. All right.
Oh, really? Come on.
No!
Oh!
Okay, so we're going to get these in. I'm going to put this one on the top shelf, and that one's going in the middle shelf because it's smaller. Oh! So we're going to say goodbye to them for about 30 to 40 minutes.
What time do you need to be at?
Gas mark 4.
Pretty bad.
I did.
There you go.
It's on 5.
So
Yeah.
You did.
And it's 180°C. I think that's 350°F. But like I said, I will put the temperatures down below. But I have a drink calling my name. It needs me. I need it. Me and Jack need to talk to each other. Yes. So I can finish this video. Be back in a bit. Okay, so our Stollen's done, and next job is to spike it all over with a skewer. Take a little bit of your frustration out on the bread. You know, people in the supermarkets, kids fighting, just stab the Stollen. Simple. Easy. less likely to get arrested. Right, so we need this. We've got some melted butter in the pan, and we now need to brush our Stollen really well with this. Be generous. Okay, really generous. You want to be really, really generous with this. Okay. Because it'll all go in and it'll all soak into the actual Stollen itself. You need to do this while it's still hot as well. Flipping it everywhere. Oops. I mean, these didn't rise as much as I was kind of hoping they would, and I did add double the amount of yeast. I think next time what I might do is leave them to rise, leave the dough to rise overnight. It's a little bit difficult when you live somewhere where it's quite cold. So I might, next time I give it a crack, I think I might leave it to rise overnight. Do it over a couple of days. There we go. That's plenty. Ooh. Next bit is the icing sugar. Now this, you need loads. Okay. If you guys have seen, oh shit, seen the Stollen in the shops, you want to make sure that this is completely covered as well. I'm putting it through the sieve so we don't get any bits, chunky lumps. We want it to be a blizzard. Okay, proper blizzard. Now you want that to go into all your cracks and crevices all the way around. And then we're going to leave them to go completely cold. Completely cold. Now it might be that after they've gone cold, you might want to give them a second dose. There's nothing stopping you doing that. Okay. Down there. Get it all completely covered as much as you possibly can. Go. All right. Yeah, because look, it's sort of seeping into the butter and what have you. So probably when they go completely cold, I'm going to give them another going over. There we go. We're done. A lovely Stollen is done. So there we are. Whew. Let's come down and have a look. There we go. Ooh, let's get out of the light. There we go. So we've got our lovely Stollens, 2 of them. These can go in the freezer. You can keep them in the freezer for long-term storage. Yeah. But these should be very yummy over the next couple of days. You can also come up here so I can see you. Okay, so there is a tradition where you wrap it in like, I mean now you use cling flap and foil, plastic wrap and foil. It's tired, okay, I was tired, Pixie. And put it in the cupboard for a couple of weeks and let it ripen. Okay, which is basically that the booze gets to go further through and the fruit ferments a little bit more and, you know, yummy. Okay, you don't have to do that. You can keep it You can eat it pretty much straight away. You can freeze it, and it's good for freezing as well. Just make sure you wrap it properly. Yeah, so it's all entirely up to you. But if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, tick the little bell icon and choose the all option, and then you'll know when my videos are coming up. Until then, see you guys later. Bye bye.